Hi guys, Neo here. Okay, I wanted to mix things up a bit and talk to you guys about improving yourself and becoming a successful person on YouTube and in life in general. So depending on the time, I may split this video up into two sections. I hope you enjoy it and I hope you learn something from it, so let's get started. So let's start with YouTube. Now I know there's going to be a lot of people who disagree with me on this because they don't consider myself a success for whatever reason. Being that I only have a couple of subscribers and views in comparison with everyone else, but I've been watching a lot of popular YouTubers out there like PewDiePie, Markiplier, Woody's Game Tag, White Boy, Drifter, Wings of Redemption, those sort of people, to see what it is that make them such a big success. So firstly, I noticed that they all do YouTube as a hobby and a job, which means they produce videos on a regular basis. So this doesn't always mean that you'll be an instant hit if you can blast out 40 videos a week. It's a little more complicated than that. So I decided to break it down a little bit further. So firstly, I noticed that you have to have a good quality videos about things people want to see. So for example, you have to find your target audience. So in Woody's case, his videos revolve around getting his audience involved in his gameplays. He does question and answer sort of YouTube videos, whereas people like Drifter, his videos are based around hard facts and stats about weapons, game types, and sort of classes around certain games, and his viewers really like the nitty-gritty stat stuff to help them build a better class sort of thing. And then you have people like Markiplier, whose audiences love to watch him have the living daylight scared out of him, and he's ridiculously a funny commentator, and I really highly recommend it. If you're into sort of like a comedy style commentator, then that's the sort of audience that attracts to him. So it's not just about producing videos regularly, it's about how you reach out to your audience. The biggest way to be a success is to find an area or niche and use it to draw in your crowd of fans. Now in my case, I have 57 people at the moment who I have made some sort of connection with. Now, 57 people probably doesn't sound a lot to you, but I consider myself a success just having one fan, never mind 57. So I feel like those 57 people have obviously really enjoyed what I'm doing. They want to see me sort of get on a bit, and I have sort of that connection with those people that I want to share my experiences with them. I want them to join me on the waves of my success or failure or whatever happens, and I just want to share my story with them. So that's the reason why I consider myself a slight success, let's say, because 57 people is a really hard achievement to attain when you've got millions and millions of YouTube videos, people out there who are 20-50 times better than yourself. It's a really hard sort of area to get people to notice you. So for me, 57 people is freaking awesome. So a big part of that is being successful is getting your fans to ride the sea with you and sort of reaching out to them and making sure that you keep that connection going. So each of the commentators I mentioned have all done this, and they've reached out and got to know their audience. And it's why even if they don't do a video for months, people would still follow them and they still would have that connection with their fans. For me personally, if I got myself to like 200 fans or something, I'd probably set up like a PO box mail number so you guys could all send me letters and do stuff together more in that way. I'd be really interested in finding out what your guys' stories are and what you get up to sort of day to day away from YouTube and things like that. So that'd be pretty awesome to sort of get to know you guys like that. But obviously being a success on YouTube isn't always down to sort of how good your videos are. I mean, that plays a big part in it, I suppose, but it's about being yourself. And it's about letting your personality shine through. Like, you're going to have a lot of haters out there. Granted, you're never going to please everyone, but your main focus will be those that you are pleasing, and it's about making them happy. So while I'd ignore all the trolls and the people who give you negative comments, but in the same respect, those are the people that can also help you improve. As if you've got like major fans like the big I don't know, 7 that I mentioned earlier, well, I think it was 7, they're going to have a lot of people who constantly say, oh, great, your videos are awesome, I love watching you, I love the way you do this, this, this and this, but they don't ever really give you constructive criticism on how to improve. They just want you to keep going the way you are. Whereas the people who you perhaps haven't reached out to that well, say not really the haters, but the people who didn't really enjoy your videos, they will probably give you more constructive criticism that will help you sort of say, hang on a minute, if I changed that, then maybe I could reach out to them and they'd be more interested in what I'm doing. So it's kind of like you have to sort of be a bit more give and take, and it's really about finding out about your audiences rather than just creating videos for the sake of it. And you can sort of transpose that into real life as well. If you want to know sort of a bit about myself, I'll probably do a video about sort of my story so far and let you guys sort of in on how I came to be and how I intend to go on further, but that'll be for another time. But I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I think I'm going to make a 2-part video for it, as this is probably going to last quite a while. So I'm hoping you're enjoying it so far. So we'll also look at sort of what people use for their YouTube videos and stuff like that, as that everything sort of has a bit of a part to play in sort of making your videos successful. So for me, I wouldn't say I was an advanced YouTuber. I'm no way near that sort of level yet. I kind of consider myself a sort of rookie, beginner sort of person. I haven't got the technical knowledge yet to create some really awesome videos. Now, I was watching the big 7, I'm going to call them. I don't even know if it was 7. If it isn't, then please correct me. But I was watching those guys, and they all seem to use like high-end programs like Sony Vegas. They use like Cinema 4D and stuff like that to get their sort of special effects going and their own music. So if you want to sort of make your videos stand out a bit more, you have to sort of pimp them up a little bit by using those programs and things and learning it. Like for me, I think what I use is quite good. It's very basic, but you don't have to always go overboard with complicated programs. I mean, I use this thing called Audacity. It's a free voice recording software that you can just download and start using. It's dead simple to set up. You just plug your mic in, hit the record button, and away you go. I also use this other program called Arcsoft Showbiz. Now, this came with my Hall Pitch PVR recorder that I used to record all my gameplays on my PlayStation. So it's a very bog standard sort of drag and drop. Any 3-year-old could probably do a better job than me doing it by just, all it is you make your videos, it records it, you drag and drop it, you can cut and paste it. There's nothing fancy about it. You can add preset special effects, and pretty much that's about it. You can add like voices onto it and stuff, but there's nothing overly complicated about the software, and that's why I like it. I like the simple side of things, but in the same respect, I also like being able to know technical sides of things. So like on Sony Vegas, you can transpose videos on top of each other, fade them in and out, have them on sort of running at the same time with each other, next to each other, whatever, have your webcam on in the top right corner, top left corner, whatever you want to do with it. There's a lot more sort of flexibility in how you create your videos. So for me, while it's not the be-all end-all about being a success on YouTube in the sense that your videos have to be top-notch, they kind of do, but it doesn't really matter, because the main reason that YouTube people will follow you is because they like your style of commentary, they like you as a person, and they just want to see how your journey pans out. So I wouldn't worry too much about videos or video sort of regularity on how you produce them, sort of thing. It's all about being yourself and being confident enough to talk about the stuff that you want to talk about. You have to be very, very passionate about what you do. And that's a big key thing for me as a YouTuber. I like to be a bit passionate about what I say, what I do, and get people interested. So as if you've watched many of my videos, I tend to be a mixture of all sort of a combination of Woody's Gamer Tag, Drifter and Markiplier, because I like to give you the hard facts. I like to help you increase your gameplay, but I also want to be involved in what my fans do, and sort of how they see my videos going forward, what they want to see different, and that sort of thing. And I'm a bit like Markiplier in the sense that I think I'm funny, even if you guys don't. I think I'm pretty hilarious, to be honest. And some of those things perhaps come across in some of my videos, or more recent videos, when I've sort of moved away from sort of stats-based things. So anyway, I think I'm going to cut this short now and perhaps do a second part for life in general. So I hope you have enjoyed watching this video, and I really hope that you've learned something, or maybe I've inspired you to start your own YouTube channel, or make your videos even better. But just literally pour your personality into it. Do be passionate about what you do, and you pretty much sort it there and then. People will start to notice you and like you. If you think that there's millions upon millions of YouTube videos and video makers out there, it's really hard to get into YouTube and get noticed straight away. You have to have something different about you that sets you apart from everyone else, and that's a really difficult thing to do, considering that there's millions and millions of different personalities, and you're going to come across people who are very similar or have the same sort of personality traits as you. But the best way to do it is to just be yourself, be passionate, and make sure that you produce some really good videos that people are going to want to see and enjoy. So anyway, that wraps it up for now. I really hope you enjoy this video. Please give it a like, and while I remember, I really want you guys to go check out one of my friend's YouTube videos. His name is B-Rai. I'll leave it in the description. He's just starting out, so he's very new to YouTube. I'd really appreciate it if you give him some support and give him a few likes and sort of push him in the right direction. And again, there's another point. It's all about networking on YouTube. I probably sort of said I'm going to end this video about 3 times now. I do apologise. I will end it eventually, but I just thought something that would really sort of help. So networking, it's about going and commenting on other YouTube channels, not to look a complete dickhead and say, oh, come check my channel out. Never ever beg for YouTube views. That is the biggest no-no in YouTube. If you go and beg for video views and stuff like that, people are going to ignore you. Begging is by far the worst sort of thing you can do. But going on to other YouTube channels, watching their videos and giving them some really constructive feedback, or saying what was right about the video, what was wrong, and not being a complete jackass about it when you see something wrong. Like, for instance, I noticed on one of a YouTuber's videos that they said if you press the square button on the PC, now I'm not too sure that a PC has a square button. If I'm wrong, then I do apologise, but I think he was referring to the PlayStation, so it's just giving him that bit of a nudge, saying you made a mistake, this is what you need to do for next time, sort of thing. It wasn't like a big mistake or anything, but it's about getting people on your side and giving them sort of a confidence to carry on, and those people will then sort of recommend you to their fans and fan base, and then those guys will come and check you out, and then you'll probably get a percentage of them that join you, subscribe to you, and that sort of thing. So it's all about getting to know people, not just committing yourself to your channel. It's about going on and viewing other people's channels, making some comments, and giving some really good feedback so that they can do the same for you. Right, this really is the end now, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you learned something and enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, comment and subscribe if you really enjoyed it. I'm always open to feedback, so please leave any comments that you have in the comments section, and I will try to reply to as many as possible. And we'll see you in part 2. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.